Yes. But you can see, right? The Buddha study.
I can join in Zoom and check.
No, right.
We can tilt it a little bit.
I think so.
And we can tilt it.
Now,
Not fully.
it's fully
Yes. Then we can just go or further back here. Oh, that way.
No, let's do it with the,
Close it down.
let's do it.
We can make it a little behind. And
No, that's
further back here. Almost.
Fine, Mr. Jerry. Good evening. Now, finally, Miss Rina. Right. Everyone, please say it 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good evening to everyone. Once again, as usual, before we start, I would like to do the same wish. I sincerely wish that me, all of you, be able to practice meditation well during this time too, and me be able to feel at least a little peace and little happiness. With that wish, we are going to start today's meditation. So, dear Dhamma friends, we have already begun the Vipassana meditation sessions, right? Hope all of you are doing it fine and doing it consistent. Consistency always matters. So, if we are not consistent, then we can't move forward. We can't develop in anything. So consistency is very important. When you practice, when it comes to Vipassana meditators, please practice at home when you're practicing Vipassana. Please practice breathing meditation 5 minutes before you start Vipassana. Right? That will help you. So that will help you to concentrate your mind. Right? I know now the meditators who are practicing Vipassana now they are experienced. So for 5 minutes, you should try to calm down your mind. Then after that, what you have to do is you have to start observing the sensation. So nowadays, we observe the sensations on our head, right? So you have to start, if I remind again, you have to start observing the sensations from the top of your head, right? In this area, right? So I will point out the areas, but so when you are practicing vipassana, so don't see, so please forget the picture, the appearance of this head, the picture of this head. Instead, go with the sensation. Can you understand? You can't see the head, right? Even though we see the head, so at the appearance level, the actual head, you can't see. Can you understand? You only see the head. So you only see a picture of of your head when you see with the eyes. But actually, the actual head you can't see. Right? You only can feel it. So please start observing the sensations on the top of your head. Right? So let it. There are so many sensations that I mentioned. Right? So there is hardness, there is softness. Sometimes, so you might have itching sensation, so twinkling sensation, or blood circulating sensation, or pulsing sensation, or let it be any sensation. Sometimes you won't be able to feel such kind of sensation, but at times you will be able to feel the touch of the air. If you are meditating closer to a window or a door or such kind of thing, then you'll be able to feel the touch of the air. That is also a sensation. Pain, if you feel pain, pain is also a sensation. Right? Lightness, that is also a sensation. So whatever sensation that you can feel it, and then remind yourself. This sensation is impermanent change. Right? And then after that, please observe the front area of your head. Right? Front area means, right? So the area which ends with your forehead, right? So within this area, whatever the sensations arise. So let it be hardness, softness, so twinkling sensation, itching sensation, blood circulating sensation, or pulsing sensation, or let it be any sensation. So please focus and observe. Whenever you felt the sensation within that area, remind yourself. This sensation is also impermanent change. Right? Then please move your entire attention to the back side of your head. Right? Back side of your head. Within this area too. If you feel any sensation. So as I mentioned, there will be any sensation. Certain sensations you may be able to name them. Certain sensations you won't be able to name them. Right? The sensations that we know, that we can name, they are very limited. The sensations that you don't know, so there is a vast quantity of such sensations, right? So when you practice gradually, you will see all by yourself, by your own practice, right? So let it be a sensation that you can name, let it be a sensation that you cannot name, but but it should be a sensation that you can truly and really feel. That you can really and truly feel at this present moment, at this moment. So observe it and remind yourself. This sensation is also impermanent change. Right? Then you move your attention to your right ear. And on that right ear, whatever sensations that arise, observe, and whenever you feel a real sensation, a sensation that exists at this very moment, right? Remind yourself, this sensation is also impermanent change. Then you move your entire attention to your left ear. Within that area, very patiently keep on observing. Then when your mind become more calm, very patient and sensitive, you will feel the sensation within that area. And remind yourself at that time, this sensation is also impermanent change. Right? Then once again, when you finish observing your left ear, again go to pay your entire attention to the top of your head, and then keep on moving. Keep on moving down, part by part, pitch by pitch. So, and observe the sensations on your head area. Gradually, we'll move down, part by part. Actually, we are supposed to observe the whole body from top to bottom, right? That's how we do. But since we don't have enough time, right, within 30 minutes of time, we can't do the whole thing. Therefore, we do it part by part. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because what matters the most is the understanding. The understanding that you get. What kind of an understanding? The experiential wisdom. Right? I told you that there are three kinds of wisdoms in the world. What are the three kinds of wisdoms? Can you remember? Number one, very nice. Yes, hearsay. Very nice, Mrs. Jane. So the wisdom that comes with hearsay, right? That is the first wisdom. When you read something, when you heard something, you gain, by listening to it or by reading that thing, you gain some kind of a wisdom, right? That is the wisdom of hearsay. Then after that, thinking over that information that you got by reading or by listening to someone, you think over it. Then you develop the philosophical wisdom, right? But still, the philosophical, even though we have the philosophical wisdom, it can do only a small change. The real change comes when it comes to the experiential wisdom. Can you remember the life experience that I shared with you about that little boy, right, who was trying to catch the yes the flame of the incense stick, right? That's how it is. So whenever you realize something by your own experience, so it goes all the way. Our mind, according to science, so there are two layers of our mind. So the upper mind, that means the upper mind, the safest level of the mind, and the subconscious mind, the mind which is which is inside. When you get an experience, it penetrates all the way. That lesson goes all the way inside the subconscious mind, and that changes the person completely. Right? So until it doesn't touch the subconscious mind, the pattern that we live, it stays the same. We don't change much. Right? Let me tell you a story which happened in Burma. There was one Bhante, when there are funerals, Bhantes are invited to do the funeral ceremony. At that time, we do one teaching called Anitya Pratisanyutta Desana. That means reflection on impermanence, right? So death phenomenon and impermanence. There was one Bhante who was very famous to give Dhamma talks at that time. So when the other people listened to that Bhante's Dhamma talk, they felt so happy. Right? They felt so relaxed, not happy, relaxed, and they are sorrow completely went. One day, at one village home, there was a funeral. Somebody passed away. So this person thought that he will go and invite this particular one. So he went to see this Bhante to the temple. And when he was approaching the temple, when he was reaching the temple, he heard someone crying very loudly. Right? Then this person went closer and asked the other Bhante where this particular Bhante is. Then the other Bhantes pointed out the room where that Bhante was. The crying sound comes from that room. So he went and knocked. So he opened the door and then paid respect to that Bhante. But that Bhante didn't pay attention. He was crying. Then that person asked, Bhante, why are you crying? Oh, my mother passed away just a while ago. That's why I'm crying. Then that person told, oh, Bhante, you give beautiful Dhamma teachings on impermanence. So at funeral homes, so you are a person, I think, so who is supposed to know more about the impermanence, so that you should stay calm. But you are totally opposite. You are doing the totally opposite thing. At that time, that Bhante told reply. At that time, at such times, those who passed away, they were not my people. Now here, the one who has passed away is my mother. That's why I am crying. So this is the thing. For the impermanence and for the phenomenon of death, so there is no any distinction called this is my person or this is the other person. This is a person who related to another person, right? All beings are impermanent. All beings are changing from moment to moment. But if you can have the philosophical understanding about, but you won't change. Your understanding won't go all the way in until you get the experiential wisdom. Yeah, what you are doing is you are trying to achieve that experiential wisdom through this vipassana meditation by observing the reality of your own world. This is the start. So gradually you will learn more, you will understand more. So for now, you are getting some understanding by observing your own sensation. At the same time, please try to direct that understanding on the outside things too. So when you are observing your own body, right? So for now, the head area. When you're observing the parts of your head area, you experience the arising and passing away of your sensations, right? But at the same time, so by that way you develop a deep understanding about impermanence. So that understanding, please direct it on the other things. On the out, so whenever you see the other people, not only people, even the objects, when you see them, please realize and remind yourself that these things are also impermanent. These beings are also impermanent. Just like me, just like I'm changing continuously. These things, these beings, they are also changing continuous. So when you are practicing, you realize you are changing continuously. The being who was in the phenomenon of being, which is at who is at this moment, you realize that that phenomenon was not in the past moment. So, and then this very phenomenon of me won't be in the next moment. I'm changing very fast, right? Just like that, all the other beings too. Let them be beings that I like. Let them be beings that I don't like. So let them be the beings who are closer to me. Let them be beings who are far away from me. Not only beings, even the objects. All those things, they continuously arise and pass. So even the objects, you have your house, you have your car, and you have your other things that you like and don't like. All those things, you have to understand, they are in a constant process of arising and passing away, just like my own body. Right? Then what happens? You develop detachment. You let go of things, not bodily, but mentally. It doesn't mean that you let go of all the things, thinking, "Oh, I don't need anything." No. So you do your best with everything. But for an example, so if you have a car, you understand that it is impermanent, but you take care of it very well because you know that it's impermanent and anything can happen to it, right? So you have your close relatives and friends, yeah, you pay more attention and you take care of them very well. But inside, you understand they are impermanent, they are changing, and anything can happen at any time. So when you gain this understanding deeply as an experiential wisdom, even though things change, things won't go in your way. Then at such time, you won't, since you are not enlightened, still you feel sorrow. But the level of sorrow, level of sadness, level of stress, it will be lesser than before. Can you understand? Right? So this is what will happen inside you. And I will teach you more benefits later on, because today is the day to teach the benefit of Vipassana meditation. Right? For the new students, I kindly request once again, uh, uh, I sincerely request to make your phone silent. So, so the other students, they are kindly requested to practice breathing meditation. Right? Normally, you can do Vipassana, but the other new students, they are kindly requested to practice breathing meditation. So those students who are continuously participating and practicing, so they will be taught, they will be given Vipassana instructions 2 months after this. That means on the month of July, at the end of July. Until then, they are kindly requested to practice breathing meditation to develop some concentration, right? That's because it's harder for the students who don't have enough concentration to feel the sensation. That's why. So what you have to do is please pay the newcomers, new students, they are kindly requested to observe the breath. When the breath is coming in, be fully aware. When the breath is going out, please be fully aware. If it is long, if it is short, if it is gross, if it is soft, let it be so. Don't try to change it. Don't like it or dislike it. Let it be so. Just keep on being it. Right now, my breath is coming in and going out. It is gross now. It is soft now. It is long now. It is short now. Please keep on being aware about the breath as it as it. The others, all students, they are kindly requested to practice Vipassana meditation. Now, everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Take another deep breath. Let it go. Now, everyone, please calm down completely. Calm down completely. First, I will pay our respect and gratitude to the Buddha, and after that, we are going to start the silent meditation time. Please concentrate. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Itimiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho viññācarane sampanno sugato lokavido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattā deva manusānam buddho bhagavati swakato bhagavata dhammo sangdittingo akaliko ehi pasiko opanaiko paccatang veditabbo viñño hiti supanipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujupanipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Sāmīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidang cattari purisa yugani Ate purisa puggala Ese bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo Dakhineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyakhitam lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, very equanimous, patient mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. If you are practicing breathing meditation, keep on observing the incoming and outgoing breath, and please keep doing breathing meditation. If you are an old student, a Vipassana meditator, please practice Vipassana meditation. The first step of Vipassana meditation. Whatever the meditation technique that you are practicing, may your meditation be very, very successful. Very, very successful. Everyone, please start your meditation right now. Now, if your legs are hurting, you can relax your legs. We are going to practice loving kindness meditation in breath. At first, let's share our loving kindness with you. Please think, may I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards yourself first. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your dear ones. Please think about your parents, your teachers, relatives, and friends. Me, my dear mother, me, my dear father, me, my dear teachers, relatives, and friends. Be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards the dear ones. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards the people in the middle. Those are the people who are not your friends, at the same time who are not your enemies, the neutral people. May all the neutral people also be well. Be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards the neutral people. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards the enemies. May my enemies also be well. May my enemies also be happy. May my enemies also be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards the enemies. The enemies. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. We think of all the human beings, animals, birds, fish, and all the other beings. Let them be beautiful, let them be ugly. Let them be capable, let them be incapable. Let them let them have various kinds of characteristics. Regardless of their differences, let's share our loving kindness with all beings without any discrimination. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. Very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. All the beings in the world. Bhavettu sabbe mangalam rakhantu sabbe devatam sabbe buddhanubhavin sabbe dhammanubhavin sabbe sanghanubhavin sada sutti bhavang tutti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now everyone, very calmly. Please open your eyes. Let your whole body to relax from top to bottom and bottom to top. Now please join your palms together and say 3 times calmly. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, I think now you can gradually feel the sensations on the top of your head, right? On your head area. So whenever you observe, you might have seen various kinds of sensations arising and passing away within this body part. Sometimes a hardness arises, a sensation of hardness arises at one place. It stays for a while, and when you observe the same place for the second time, you see that sensation of hardness has completely gone. Instead, you feel a coldness in that area. For an example, you observe that very same area at the third round. Then you realize that coldness, it has also gone. Instead, you experience a pulsing sensation, or pain, or hardness, or any other kind of sensation within that very area. Right? So this is, you have to understand, this is the nature of your whole body. From top to bottom and bottom to top, this is the reality. We can call that this is Bhante Chandima, pointing finger at you, at me. But actually, so even though constitutionally we say Bhante Chandima, so pointing at me, even though we say that this is Bhante Chandima, you have to understand that this is the nature of, so this very body too. This is the nature of everyone who are present here and who are outside here too. So throughout their bodies, these kinds of sensations continuously arise and continuously pass away. Right? This is the nature of all the beings. Now, when you see this reality within, then you have to understand certain things. You have developed certain wisdoms within. One thing is, so when someone did something for once, so that's done, that is limited to that particular time. Let's say someone out of anger, someone scolded at you, saying you are, so for an example, you are an idiot. Let's take that word. So someone says, well, you are an idiot. But by mind, we catch that word. And we think, say, because of our misunderstanding, because of our ignorance, we think that there is an eternal being called Bhante Chandima. So then that person says the word idiot to me, right? If I am ignorant, if I don't know this phenomenon, which is pertaining to our body, then we think that when we take that word and then I stick that word on me. All the time I start, that person only say the word idiot for once. But I start to repeat it for thousands of times. We start to think, am I an idiot? I am not an idiot. He or she is the idiot. And then so I know this and this and this and this. So you think about the areas where your knowledge is. Then so whenever someone says such kind of word, your ego is hurt, right? So then you start to think on that again and again for thousands of times. Then what happens is you become completely sad, and you become completely so thinking about that, you develop so discomfort inside you more and more and more, right? That person wanted to hurt you, and listening to that hurtful word, so instead of letting go of that so temporary happening, but you stick to it. And then so with the little fire that person gave, you create a huge so fire inside you, a wildfire. You suffer. So you suffer constantly because of that momentary. When you realize this nature, so when you experience this changing inside you, so that nature should go. And now you have to develop the understanding that when something happens for once, it's a one moment thing. It is not something that you have to hold throughout your life. That's not something that you have to keep grudges upon. It arose. So at that time, that person also had certain kind of sensations on that person's body. Because so because of that person's ignorance, that person also thinks that there is an eternal being here, right? Thinking so, that person so out of his ego and anger, that person told you the word idiot. And then so if you also have the ignorance, then what you do is you take it as yours, and then you suffer. But now you realize that person said that because of the momentary conditions that person did have at that particular time. Can you understand? Can you understand? And at the same time, so you understand that it should not be taken as a personal thing. Right? You have to let it go mentally. But it doesn't mean that when someone did an injustice, you should just forgive and wait. If there is something that is where the action is needed, you have to take actions, but still out of compassion towards you and towards the other person, right? So for an example, let's say there are two people fighting with each other. You are a person who can go and help that person, right? So at such times, if you can, you should go and help both of them. But inside you, you should have the loving kindness towards both of them. Oh, ignorant people. They are so for these momentary emotions, they are fighting over each other. Let me help them to become peaceful, right? Let's say someone is uh, so someone is doing so someone comes to hit you. At that time, so again, it's okay to take hard actions too for your self-defense. But at that moment too, you should have this understanding, right? You should not overgo, right? So you have to have this understanding that this person is doing this out of ignorance, right? So I should prevent him from doing this harmful action. But at the same time, I understand this person's inside nature. I saw it long time ago in me. Can you understand? So then, when this happens, so this understanding should arise inside you now, right? Then, uh, by that way, you should be able to let your past grudges go too, right? If you have any grudge towards anyone, so if you experience the arising and passing away of sensations, this is a good time to let go of those grudges. Because something which happened in the past, it's not something so which belongs to the present. It is gone. That moment is gone, and it was gone at the very moment where that action stopped. Can you understand? So no use of keeping it inside your head and then taking it all the way. So you have to let such kind of grudges go, right? Then uh, there are several other wisdoms that we develop inside us. So these are these wisdoms. So they belong to the experiential wisdom. One thing is the wisdom of sammasana jnana. So sammasana jnana means so the ability to see. So the ability to see the real nature of this body, real happenings of this body. That is called sammasana jnana. So these are not imaginary things. So you should not imagine sensation. Instead, you have to focus and observe the sensations that you actually feel at this moment. Then at such times, you develop this great wisdom called sammasana jnana, the ability to feel you as you actually are. Right? So that's one wisdom that we develop. Right? Then another wisdom that we develop is udayabbe jnana. These are words from Buddha. Udayabbe jnana means the wisdom related to the arising and passing. Right? All the things in this world, they are at a flux, right? So many wavelets, they rise and passing away. So in this whole universe, later on when you develop in your vipassana meditation, you'll see. I don't know whether you'll develop up to that level. So you'll be able to see how your whole body continuously arise and pass away. So just I gave you an example. So during the Christmas time, you see the LED lights, LED light decorations, right? So in those light decorations, you can see how bulbs turn on and off in the same manner. So when you develop deeper later on, you will see this. You will gain this udayabbe jnana. Udayabbe jnana, the wisdom of arising and passing away. That means throughout this body, we have waves of waves of radiations, right? So all those things, you will see how they rise and passing away. So from top to bottom. When you have a bathing, so you take, when you, when you go under the shower, right? Then at that time, so you feel how the water flows, so over your body, from top to bottom. In the same manner, so at that stage, you will see how these waves go from top to bottom and bottom to top, right? They are, you won't be able to count its speed. That speed, that speed cannot be measured. So maybe nowadays we can measure it, but somehow it's a very fast thing. It's a very fast thing. So so um, continuously you will see how the waves of your body, right? Waves of your body, how they rise and pass up, just like the bulbs of LED bulbs of a Christmas tree, right? You will have this experience throughout the body, from top to bottom, bottom to top. There'll be no part in your whole body where you won't see this nature. So in each and every lively part of your body, you will see this arising and passing away of sensations, right? So these kinds of wisdoms you'll develop inside. So while you are practicing, right? So but you have to practice gradually, right? Very patient. Whenever you sit, so don't wish, don't expect for that. So don't expect that I experience such kind of experiences very soon, right? You will experience them when it is the right time, when your patience is developed, when your patience is well developed, and at the same time, when your sensitivity is well developed, and the balancedness of your mind, when it is well developed, and at the same time, so you understand, so your understanding about the impermanence, when it is well developed, so gradually you will start to experience these things. So so if you started practicing vipassana, so for the first time, sometimes you might encounter blank areas. So even when you are observing your head, sometimes you won't feel, certain meditators might feel, so might not be able to feel any sensation in certain areas. At that time, so please wait there a little bit more. If you were used to wait there for 10 seconds earlier, so please stay there for 20 seconds, very patient. Be very patiently, please stay there. But don't try to drag out any kind of sensations that you want, right? So let your mind to become more sensitive, more patient, more relaxed, more attentive. Then sometimes you will feel a sensation on that particular part. If you don't feel any sensation in that part, at such times, what you have to do is, you should not feel frustrated, right? You should not feel frustrated. You should not get angry at your mind. So please accept the present real. At this moment, right now, my mind is not yet developed enough, right? Has not become sensitive enough, patient enough to feel the sensation. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean that there is no sensation. There are so billions of sensations, but your mind, it's not developed enough to feel it. So you have to understand the rope of your bucket is not so long enough to take water from the well. Can you understand? So you know the well, right? So so even in United States, I think we have wells. So more in Asia, we can see multiple wells. So in rural areas, we have wells. To take water, we need the well. But even though you have the pint, you have the bucket, if the rope is not long enough, then you can't read the water level, right? So you have to attach, you have to attach, um, you have to attach either another rope or you have to buy a longer rope and attach it, right? So that you can take the water out from the well. Similarly, you have to wait until the sensitivity of your mind, right? Patience of your mind, right? So, and the understanding of your mind to do it. Then the rope will be longer and then you will be able to feel the sensation, right? So don't feel frustrated. Here, we are here to let go of our suffering. We are not here to create more suffering. Whenever you start to become frustrated about yourself and the ability of your mind, right, then you are going against the technique, right? So don't feel frustrated, don't feel angry about you, right? So don't think, oh, I am doing this meditation for a very long period of time, but still I can't feel the sensations, right? So don't think like that. Just so let it happen. Do your thing. Pay your entire attention and stay patiently waiting and observing. Observing, not forcing your mind to feel any sensation, but just being the observer of sensation, right? So then your mind will be so capable enough to feel the sensation. When it becomes calmer, when it becomes more sensitive, when it becomes more patient, and when your understanding is so strong about the impermanence, right? So please do like that. So today I am going to teach you about the benefits of vipassana meditation. I already, so here, even before I before I explain the benefits, I taught you 3 benefits that you can gain by this practice. You can achieve those 3 kinds of wisdoms. That's one thing, right? Then the other thing is, so when you develop your understanding about the impermanence and your body and mind, then you become more sensitive about the way how the other people feel when they are suffering. So instead of developing, so instead of being insensitive, you become very sensitive. You become a person who do your best. So without much effort, you develop. So develop compassionate thoughts, compassionate urge to help them, to help them to come out of their sufferings. Whatever the things that you could do, so you do that. So that urge comes naturally from from your inside, right? That happens. And then at the same time, you gain the ability to forgive the others faster. When you realize that you are changing continuously, you are rising and passing away continuously, and then when you realize that you you don't get angry at a person, but you get angry at your sensations, right? So whenever somebody did something, then we see it and we take it as something that that did to you, right? Then after that, because of unhappiness, we develop inside we create some uncomfortable sensation. Whatever thought that we develop inside, it comes out with the sensation on the surface level of our body, right? We react to that sensation, not actually to that particular person. We realize these things later on. So up to now, you only have two wisdoms. So one is the wisdom of hearsay, the other one is the philosophical wisdom. First, you hear what I say, and then you think over it and you gain some understanding. But later on, these understandings will become your own understanding. So your own experiential understanding, right? So you will realize this nature, and you will realize the fruitlessness, uselessness of getting anger at an action that someone else did. Can you understand? So you will be able to forgive sooner and faster, right? So that person won't keep grudges, and instead that person will forgive faster. So then that person will be able to live that person's life more peacefully, more comfortably, more happily, right? So uh, so first one, you become more sensitive about the other people's sufferings, and you develop um, a strong urge inside you, if you can help such kind of people who are in suffering, right? That's number one. And then number two, you gain the ability to forgive the other people very fast, right? Then at the same time, there are 8 vicissitudes that come into our lives. What are those 8 vicissitudes? Number one, in those days language, Pali, labh. Labh means gains. Alabh means you lose, losses, gains and losses. Labh, alabh. If you have the books, you can write them down. So number 3, sometimes you become famous, right? So you are praised. So you become prosperous, and then sometimes you lose things. So not the material lose. I mean, you become infamous, right? Then so yasa is then ninda. Sometimes you will be scolded. Sometimes you'll be praised, right? And then sometimes you will be happy. Sometimes you will feel comfortable. Sometimes you will feel uncomfortable. These are the 8 vicissitudes of life. Throughout our life, these 8 things are coming and going. So during the time that I'm doing this lecture too, you are experiencing all these 8. Sometimes, so you wish that me Bante say something very nice, but instead I tell something so which is not nice, right? Then so sometimes you hear some nice things, something nice. So like that, so all these 8 things they come and go throughout the life. So that's about comfort and discomfort. So all these 8 things they come and go throughout the life. When because of our strong craving that we have developed inside us, without understanding the nature of us as it is. So whenever we gain things, whenever things go according to the way that makes us happier, we become so happy and we want it to continue forever. But it is not the way how the world works. Sometimes you gain, sometimes you lose. So these, even during the last minute, it was happening internally and externally, right? When these 8 vicissitudes are happening around you, when you are practicing vipassana, so when you gain the experiential understanding, right, about things, then what happens is your mind becomes a balanced one. Whatever it happens, it will stay balanced. So it doesn't mean when good things happen, you don't become happy. So you'll be happy, but still, so you will understand this is something which is bound to pass. When you have losses, when you have disadvantages in life, difficult situations in life, again, the nature of us was to go down, right? So mentally, we felt depressed. But so when you develop the understanding, when you gain the experiential wisdom, what happens is we become completely balanced. You understand. It doesn't mean you don't understand that you have a loss, right? You got a disadvantage. So disadvantage, realizing it, what you do is you start. So starting from that point, you start to rebuild, right? This is also not permanent. This is also impermanent. Let me move forward with right decisions, right solutions, right plan. Let me move forward. Right? So, so this is the next advantage that you will get. Right? And then, so you become very humble. You become very humble. Even though how much money you do have, how much property that you have, how much fame that you have. So, regardless of all those things, you become a very humble person because your ego goes away, right? So, instead, you gain the ability to welcome and embrace everyone with compassion and loving kindness. Can you understand? So, we gain that ability. Why? You see, so even though I call this nature I, right? This phenomenon is also rising and passing away continuously. All the other beings are the same, right? Even the person who is on the streets, that person is the same, right? So even the person who did hurtful things towards me, that person is the same, right? So understanding this, you develop the notion of equality inside you. For you, after that, you won't see anyone as this is this is a this is an American, this is a European, this is a this is an African, this is an Asian, like that. So for sure you'll note those things on on documents, but you'll write those things on documents, but mentally you'll realize, even though we mentally we have these kinds of discrimination, so that's not right. All beings are all beings are the same, right? All beings have the nature of arising and passing, right? So there is no being. So even the animals and birds, all these beings, they have this very nature. So all of us, we are equal. Nobody is high, nobody is low. When it comes to the nature of this world, it is all beings are the same. So you will stop discriminating because of someone's nationality, because of someone's appearance, because of someone your or the other's capabilities or incapabilities. It will stop, right? You will see the world with an equal view. All beings are the same, right? Then you become very humble and you become very compassionate. Seeing the suffering inside you, now you realize how much you suffer. While coming out of your own suffering, you feel pity about the other people's suffering. So you become very compassionate. And all the time, inside you, you will have this notion, this wish. Just like I am coming out of my suffering, all the other beings also come out of their suffering. You live such kind of a compassionate life. This is another thing, another change, another advantage that you gain. You become very compassionate about the others. So, like that, there are so many advantages, but we don't have enough time to teach about all that. So, if I teach about all the advantages, the sun will rise for tomorrow's morning, but the advantages won't end. Your whole life will change to the positive side, and all the negativities gradually they'll go. But something is important: constant practice with determination. That is the most important thing. So there was a time that Buddha went to various teachers, but he couldn't find the path. But he didn't stop. He kept on practicing and searching. So his research is called as Ariya Pariyesam, the noble research, right? The noble research about the truth of the universe as it is, right? So since he constantly practiced, right, without letting go and nourishing his own courage, finally he attained the enlightenment and he found the path. It is applicable to us too. We also have to practice continuously, courageously, ardently, understanding the technique properly. And finally, for sure, all of us, if we practice like that, we'll attain the real peace, real happiness, Nibbana. So please enjoy. I wish that all of you, be able to enjoy one day all these benefits, and may you develop in the practice. And finally, may all of you attain that real peace and real happiness. So I am here to help you, but I won't be able to help like the Buddha, but I will do my part as much as I can. So with the experience that I do have, for 20 something years. So, um, so you, but the noble research that you have to do, nobody else can do it. You have to do it for yourself. You have to be the scientist, and you have to understand about you being your own science, being the scientist all by yourself, right? And practice well. And may all of you attain that real peace and real happiness at the end, right? With those thoughts, we are going to finish. Now, everyone, please think. Together, all of us gathered here and practiced this noble technique of meditation and accumulated a load of positive energy. By the power of all this positive energy, please think, may all our troubles be away. May all the good things happen in our lives. May we be able to practice ardently, with a strong determination. And finally, may all of us attain the stage of real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. With those thoughts, everyone, please join your palms together and consecrate. Abhivadana silise nichang vada pachain Chattaro dhamma vadanti ayuvang sukhang balang Ayurarogya sampatti Sagga sampatti me vache Ato nibbana sampatti Iminati samijjatu. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May you all be very, very peaceful. Sukhi hotu. Sukhi hotu. Sukhi hotu. Good night to everyone. May all of you be well and take rest and see you in the next week. Take care.